done because it didn't cover.
It didn't cover. It's like I should have paid for the better paint because it would be one coat. It goes on so much easier. It just spreads.
And you'd be cleaning up the brushes by now.
By now, and so just little things to keep in mind. What about, we mentioned during the break, what about things like permits?
Permits. Always consult your local planning and development.
Right. I mean, and someday I'm going to have a permit person in here to talk about that. Permits are good.
I mean, when you're talking huge projects, the obvious ones are, a deck or an addition where you're going to have some type of concrete poured. That's usually probably a pretty good indication you need to have somebody out there.
Engineering things come into play.
Yes.
Because the last thing we want is a lot of times we're doing repairs to homes. This is something we don't realize. A lot of times those repairs we are doing is because the last person in that house or the last person who repaired it didn't do it right. Or the material they used was substandard.
Or it could just be old.
It could be it could be old, but old put in good usually. If it's put in old, if it's old, but it was put in properly and it was put
and maintained properly. Maintenance is a huge issue.
So, I got into the habit. If my wife Tony's listening, she'll laugh because it's always hanging up in our kitchen. But I make a fall punch list and a summer punch list. And I'm getting ready to make my fall list now since it's chilly out, and it's basically things I need to do to get ready for the winter.
Button things up,
and it's like put the lawn furniture away, close the garden up. Like I have a shed that the trim needs to be painted, so that's going to be on our list.
Any caulking
that needs
weather
to be
stripping,
done. And I find it's helpful in two ways. First, I walk around and I make that list, and then it actually feels sort of good when I accomplish something and I cross something. I should say we cross something off the list.
You see it shrinking.
That it's like, hey, we accomplished something today. We got the trim painted on the shed.
Yep.
And it's like I
fertilize lawn.
I fertilize lawn. I feel like I'm making progress here. So those are all little things that we need to watch. So back to your house. When do you think you're going to be done?
What year is it right now? Well, once we finish with the house, then we have the barn.
The barn. Well, what's your not getting into too much detail? What's your house like now on the inside? Do you have like defined rooms?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. No. It's not that bad. No. There's some subfloors. We still need to get some tile down and that type of stuff. Some drywall.
Some drywall, but you have framing up.
Oh gosh, yes.
and you have heat and electricity.
Yes.
And plumbing.
Yes.
And your roof's good.
The roof is good. The roof will probably be a project for next year. Okay. So, and that goes back into what type of materials do you use? You bounce back and forth between steel and the regular old asphalt.
Okay. So. What about, their decorating could be a big part of this too. Are you even close to thinking of your decorating?
That's a pie in the sky. You rip out a page out of a magazine and stick it aside for later.
So, are you thinking Thanksgiving at your house? Are we going to be ready, or Christmas, or?
It would be nice.
That would be this year. That would be Thanksgiving and Christmas.
It would be really nice, but one step at a time. I try not to get too far ahead of myself.
Okay.
The main living space would be really nice, yes. After that, then, there's the bedrooms and the bathrooms to move on to.
But everything's functional right
now. Oh, yeah.
And that is,
yes.
All joking aside, that is a big part of it.
Yes.
Is that, I laugh about, having the kitchen in the garage, but at least we still had a kitchen.
You still had a kitchen, yes.
We still had a kitchen, and we could still function as a family, and we could still cook every night and have meals. And
oh, yeah.
And plumbing would be a big one, too, and...
the neighbors would frown upon us showering outside, I think.
So you don't feel like you're... I learned this term the other day, living off the grid.
Oh, you watch those shows too?
I watched one the other night. Tony and I watched one, and these people were moving to, I don't know, Montana or Alaska or something, and they wanted to live off the grid. That was their...
Everybody does for a weekend.
So they found this house. It was the one picked out of the three, and so they found one that they really liked, that these people were a couple just like them that had built it and were living off the grid.
Okay.
And I looked at Tony and I said, they should ask the people that had lived in this house, I think, for the last 7 years, why they were moving. And they never asked them that. I said they should ask them, and they're probably going to say, we want to move somewhere with air conditioning and plumbing.
Yeah. No.
So you're not living off the grid.
No.
So
Got a large garden, but I'm not living off the grid.
So you're functioning pretty well.
Oh yeah. It's inconvenience more than anything. It's it's that type of stuff. We had unpacked the boxes, but then you have to repack the boxes so that because you're trying to work around in the kitchen and that type of stuff.
Trying to find things.
Yes.
And we'll, before we break here at the end of the show, the last thing that we'll always say, make time, because I always say, how many trips to the hardware store is this going to take? And we opened up the show starting about big box stores.
Yeah, they know us by face at Menards.
But you have to keep in mind that when you lived in Lisle, it probably was pretty quick to get to a big box store.
Mileage-wise, yes.
Mileage-wise, yes. So you probably had your choice of a few.
Yeah,
so
depending on which direction you want to go, north or south.
Do I want to go to Menards? Do I want to
Right.
go to Lowe's? Do I want to go to Home, not whatever brand you decide to pick.
Right.
So out in our area, we're sort of, I don't want to say limited, but we just don't have quite the...
You have to drive a little farther.
So-
You can find at least a couple of them within a couple miles of each other.
So if I'm in Marengo here, I can go to Sycamore, I can go to Rockford, or I can go to Woodstock.
Algonquin. Yeah.
But they're all, figure if you're
It's a hike.
It's a hike. Figure you're going to...
30 minutes.
30 minutes there, 30 minutes back.
Right.
30 minutes, maybe an hour. So you're talking 2 hours.
Right.
So you want to make sure you get everything.
Do it the night before.
The night before, because if you forget something, you have to
Run back out.
and get it.
Right.
And so that can eat up a lot of your time too.
Yes.
So the biggest advice would be plan ahead. Plan for things that are going to pop up that you're unaware of, and don't fall into that renovation reality show that we're going to take the weekend off and we're going to do this in 5 days and we're going to have it done, because the chances of that are happening are
Slim to none.
Slim to none. So let's play one more song and then we'll come back and say our goodbyes. So what's our next song here?
We aren't going to take it.
Now, I saw when you sent this one to me. Did this have something to do with today's topic, or
No.
A theme song, or
this is a
another one?
throwback to when my oldest was living at home. It was kind of a joke between the two of us, a little mom-son bonding time. So, Josh, if you happen to be listening, this one's for you.
All right. Well, this is for Josh. Where is Josh?
Josh is in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Hi to Josh from South Carolina. Hope you're listening. Your mom's doing a great job, and if you're listening, we're going to play this song for you, and then we'll be back with some closing remarks.
We've got the right to choose it.
And welcome back, everyone. We're closing out here. It's Your House. I'm your host, Tim Sebastian, here with Yvonne Daniels. Thanks for being our guest, Yvonne. Yvonne, what do you do for fun when you're not rehabbing the house?
Fun? Nah, I'm just kidding. I enjoy working outside. I enjoy working in the garden. It's been a very fruitful year, no pun intended.
Okay, good for you. And tell us about your family.
Family, I have 4 kids, 3 cats, and a dog.
And the kids, one's in South Carolina, right?
One's in South Carolina. There's another son here in Illinois. I have 2 daughters, and the youngest happens to go to the high school here.
Wonder if she's listening to you today.
I probably trying not to. She doesn't listen to me usually, so why should she listen to me now?
Should we hunt her down when we're...
Oh, that would be quite mortifying.
So what would be if you could give one piece of advice to people as we leave here? What would it be if they're starting their home project?
Starting their home project, just have an open mind.
An open mind.
An open mind.
Because then you
set your sights too high, you just may not be very happy with it in the end.
Don't set your sights high. Realize it's going to take longer than you think. Put a little. You can read books on this. Put a little money extra aside because you're either going to run into something with your project that's going to cost more, or you're going to decide to expand
or add on to it. Yes.
Add on to your project. So
yes.
So be prepared for that. But the other side of it is when it's done.
You've accomplished something. It's a great accomplishment to sit back and look at.
I did that with that renovation show. They do show sometimes some very nice things when it's done, and it's like, wow, that turned out really good.
Yes.
So, and you're a real estate broker, correct?
I am.
So, if someone wants to use your services, how do they get a hold of you?
They get a hold of me by calling the Century 21 New Heritage in Marengo, or my personal cell phone number. Am I allowed to give that?
You are.
847-710-4861.
Do you have a website, or do you have an email you want to give out, or maybe you don't want to give it out, or
call me.
Call you. Okay. What was the number again?
847-710-4861.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in today and sharing your experiences. Maybe we'll have you back after the Christmas holiday, and we'll hear how we'll hear how things are moving along, and
see where we're at.
We can track you with that.
If you find me, if I'm not off the grid by then.
You're not off the grid, so. Otherwise, you're listening to WXMR. I'm your host, Tim Sebastian. As I said, I'm a real estate broker, too, with Century 21. You can get me at tim@timothysebastian.com. This is WXMR.org or WXMR 94.3 LP. Keep listening to the station. I always say, support our local businesses. You're hearing a lot more commercials now, sponsors for our show on WXMR. And I think we're going to add a few shows at the radio station here very shortly. So stick with it, support your local businesses, and hopefully the warm weather will be back in the next couple days, and we can have a good weekend. I think the next big thing we have coming up is Settlers Days, which is until October. But I'll be back next week, and until then, have a great week, everybody. Grace is in school, my daughter, so Gretchen and Tony, Daddy's on his way home, as I always say. Have a great week, everyone.